Hi soulmates, you're welcome to today's tutorial. Today we'll be working on this fabric. Thank you so much for joining in. If you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate all your love, support and care, on this channel. And if today is your first time of joining this channel, please just hit on that subscribe button, and become a member, an amazing member, Thank you so much, guys. So today we'll be working on this Kampala fabric. You can call this Kampala or Adire, So we'll be using it to cut and sew a kaftan gown. On this kaftan gown, at the center aisle is going to have these trimmings, to beautify it, starting from the neckline to the end of the gown. It will be in this form, and also on the sleeve I'm going to use this to also beautify the style. So basically this is what we are going to learn today. So let's sit back, relax, and also please watch this video to the end. A whole lot you are going to learn at the end of this tutorial class. Thank you so much, guys. So right now, guys, it has been folded into two, like so. This is the right side, while here is the wrong side. While placing down your measurements, you work with the wrong side, yes, so that the shock will not affect the right side. So it has been folded into two. Secondly, what we need to know is that it's a cut together sleeve, so that means at the shoulder area I'm going to take in the shoulder measurement and also the sleeve measurement. So for what I have here, for both the shoulder measurement and the sleeve, what I have here is 22.5 inches. The shoulder is 8 inches, that is 16 inches divided by 2, we have 8 inches. So I'm going to create our starting line here, like so. This is the starting line. I have a starting line like so. So from this, the full length of this gown, this kaftan gown, is 57 inches plus 2 inches for, I'll be adding 2 inches for folding at the lower hem, 57 plus 2 inches. Yes. The 2 inches for allowance, 1.5 is for folding at the lower hem, while I'll use ½ inch to join at the shoulder area. So now that we have created our starting line, and I've told us that the full length for both the shoulder measurement and the sleeve is 22.5 inches. So right now I'm going to mark in the shoulder measurement. 16 divided by 2, we have 8 inches, like so. Here I went ahead and chopped down 8 inches. So that means the rest of what we have here, we have 14.5 for the sleeve. So I'll mark 14.5 from this shoulder measurement to here is 14.5 inches. Let's take note of that. Then coming down to the shoulder, to the sleeve length, still on the shoulder length. So I'll come down for the shoulder slant. I'll come down 2 inches like so. 2 inches here. Then at the shoulder area, I'll come down 1 inch. We have 2 inches here, we have 1 inch here. Then coming down for the neckline, you determine the neck you want to use. For mine, I'll be making use of a V neck. So the width of the neck is 4 inches. I mark down 4 inches like so. For this, we are working on the front bodice. So the depth for the front bodice, I'll be making use of 7.5. Let's work with 7.5 inches. By the time we fold in, it will be up to 8 inches. I wouldn't want it to be too down. So now I've marked 7.5 inches here. So I'm going to connect it. Here we have 4 inches against the depth, which is 7.5 inches. It's being connected like so. Now I'll use my pattern master. You can make use of your slant, okay? Your slanted V. You can use this, or you can make it a very straight V. For this tutorial, I'll be making use a very straight V. It will be in this shape. So that's that. Okay. What next I'm going to do now is to connect our shoulder drop, okay? The same thing as shoulder slope. So I'm going to connect it like so. Then I will now connect this to the width, okay? The neck width like so. So that's that. From here, I'm going to cut it out. So now remember I said the full length of this gown is 57 plus 2 inches, okay? So what next I'm going to do now, coming down to the shoulder drop, I'll take in our our armhole depth. So for this, I'll be making use of 11 inches, okay? 11 inches, that is 10 inches actually, plus 1 inch, okay? For joining to the sides or joining to the dress, okay? So that is 1 inches for allowance rather. So everything here is 11 inches. So I'll make it a straight line like so. I'll connect it in a straight line. Here is also our chest line. Here we take in the bust measurement, but for this tutorial, I want it to be in a straight. We're making use of the hip measurement to mark it's a free gown. Yes, it's a maxi free gown. So I will not be taking in the bust measurement. I will only work with the hip, okay? So I'm going to pull this up a little for us to see the waist. So from the shoulder down to the waist is 16 inches in length. I'll mark down 16 inches. From the same shoulder to the hip is 25 inches in length. I'll mark down 25 inches. I will connect it in a straight line. So here we have the hip, the waist, and here we have the hip, okay? So we'll be working with this hip measurement, and the hip for this tutorial is 44 inches, okay? 44 divided by 4. The hip, the waist, the bust is being divided, or my circumference is divided by 4, okay? While the shoulder measurement and the armhole is divided by 2. So here, 44 divided by 4, we have 11 inches. So I'll mark down 11 inches like so, okay? So what I'm going to do is to add the seam allowance, okay? Remember I said it's a free maxi gown. And for the freeness, I'm going to add just 1 inch, okay, for more allowance. Then for the seam allowance, I'm going to add 2 inches. So I added 2 inches for seam allowance, just 1 inch, okay, for ease, okay. So what I'm going to do now, from this hip circumference, I'm going to connect it all the way to the chest line. That's the sleeve length. I'll connect it like so. Remember I told us earlier that it's not going to be fitted, okay? It's just a free maxi kaftan gown. So I connected it from this hip all the way to the chest line, which is still the armhole depth. So I'm going to pull this up right now. So remember I said the full length, we have marked down our full length. So from this hip area, I'll connect it all the way down to the hem of the gown, okay? Let me confirm our length. So we have here 59 inches all together for both the full length and the allowance. So now from this hip measurement, I'm going to take it all the way down, okay? all the way down to the hem of the gown. Here like so. Okay, just in a straight form. It's not going to have any fitted because it is a free gown. So what I'm going to do now is to cut. Remember, coming at the hem part is going to have a slit by the side at the down part, okay? So I'm going to cut it out before inputting our slit. So first of all, I'll cut the neckline. So now we want to work on our armhole cuff. Remember, we connected this from the hip all the way down to our armhole. Okay, this is our sleeve. So now at this point we are going to come in to give it that armhole curve, okay, so that it will not be sharp at this armhole. I'm going to come in up 1 inch, okay, like so. From this point, from this angle, I will connect it like so, give it that armhole curve, and I'll connect it all the way to meet the waist. Okay, so I'll give it that armhole curve like so. That's it. So we have created our armhole curve so that it will allow for easy movement, okay, at the armhole area. So I'm going to cut it like so. So here we have this kaftan shape, the slit cut out already. Let me turn it for us to see. Okay, so I'm going to use this to cut the back. Okay, so for the back, I folded in the back and I've gone ahead and placed the front. This is the front panel right there on the back. Okay, so for the back, it's folded into two. This is the right side. So I've placed the front panel right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark in. Remember, the width, neck width is always the same. So I will mark in the neck width, okay, the same neck width. Then for the back, the back depth differs. The deepness of neck differs from the wideness. So for the depth, I'm going to come in 2 inches, okay. That's for the back. I'm going to connect it like so, width against the depth. Then I'll give it this curve like so, okay. So that's that for the neckline, the back neckline. So what else I'm going to do is just to cut out, okay, the slanted shoulder, the armhole, then all the way down, okay. That is just the only difference. So I'll pull it up like so, the front panel. That's it. Then I'll bring it down again. Then I'll cut. So what I'll do now at the hip area, I'm going to shock it down. I'll notch it at this point, okay. this will have little guide. It's sort of a guide, okay? So here we have the front and also we have the back. So for the back, I'm going to cut a facing, okay? To design the right side, okay? I'll cut a facing for it. While for the front, I'll also cut a facing for it, okay? So now for the facing. So I went ahead and folded the fabric into two like so. The wrong side facing me. And here is the back panel, okay? So what I will do now is to just place the back panel right there on top with the folded edge, okay? Also this particular fabric we folded is also had as the center back. Two sides matching each other. So I'm going to trace the neckline like so. I'll trace it this way. So what I will do is I will connect it like so. I'll trace it. Then at this width, at this point, at the shoulder area, you will determine the inches you want to use, okay? You can use 3 inches, 3.5, 4 inches in width. Okay, so for the width, I'm going to make use of 4 inches like so. So I'll just take it out. So for the width, I mark down 4 inches and I trace the shoulder slant like so. And also the neckline, okay? So I'm going to remove this now. So for this, for the length, you determine the length you want. But I'm making use of 5 inches, okay? I'm making use of 5 inches in length. All I will do now is to connect this to this point, okay? So I will use my pattern master to do this. I just have to trace it like so. From this point to this point to the width. Okay, so what we have here now, I've connected it to this. So I'm going to cut it out. Here we have 5 inches, while the width is 4 inches at the shoulder area. So I'm going to trace it like so. Okay, so the neckline and the shoulder slant. That's it. So here we have our back facing for the back panel. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to join this now. It's going to rest like so, okay, at the back. So what I'm going to do is I'll turn to the wrong side, okay. I'll flip it right side of the facing the wrong side. Right side of the facing the wrong side of the back panel. I will stitch using 1/2 inch, okay. I will notch it and at the same time top stitch, okay. Then now turn it to the back, okay. So once you turn it to the back like so, the right side will be facing you, okay. What I will do next is to fold in using 1/2 inch. So you can fold in, okay, just 1/2 inch all round. You can do this before fixing it at the neckline. Yes. Another method you can use to turn this facing is using bias. You can use the right color of the bias. What I'm going to use here, I'm going to use black, okay, to turn it at this lower hem. Then I'm going to fix it at the neckline area and top it, okay, turn it to the right side. So I'll do this and show us. So for the front panel, I've gone ahead and folded the fabric into two, okay. And remember, our front panel is a V neck. So what I will do now, I'll do the same for that of the width, which is 4 inches. Then the down, I'm going to come down 6 inches. So what I will do now is to trace out the neckline, okay. I'll trace it out like so. Okay. So at this point, I said we'll come down for the width. We'll use the same as that of the back, 4 inches, okay. So I'm going to trace the shoulder slant. So I'll trace out the front shoulder slant. So I'm going to cut it out like so to that 4 inches mark. This is the 4 inches mark. Now for the length, okay, this is the 4 inches. Now for the length, I'm going to come down from this point. I'm going to make use of 6 inches, okay. So what I will do now is to connect it from here, from this width to this length. Like, we can use a free hand, you can as well use a ruler, okay. So I'll cut it out. So here we have the front panel, this facing, okay, the facing for the front panel. This is going to be at the back. So since it's going to rest at the back, remember the back panel will rest at the front. Why this is going to rest at this particular one is going to rest inside, okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'll face it like so, right side facing each other, right side of the facing the right side of the fabric, okay. So I'm going to use 1/2 inch to hold it firm, then I'll notch it, okay. Then I'll flip it to the wrong side of the front panel, okay. So I'm going to do this now and show us. So for the front facing, I've gone ahead, this is the front panel, okay, and I'll fix it like so. Here is the front, here is the right side. This is the right side of the front panel, okay. So now flip it to the back, like I said, and I tack it, okay, using needle and thread. Use needle and thread. I used it to tack it at the back. This here is the wrong side. So also the back panel, I've gone ahead and flip it to the right side, okay. So what I'll do is to give it a hot press. Here is the back, and I'll flip it to the right side and stitch right there. I folded it just the way I described earlier. So what I'm going to do now is to work on the front bodice, front panel. Remember I said there's going to be a trimmings on the front panel. There's going to be a trimmings. So I'll go right down on all the front panel like so, okay. So what I will do now is I'm going to use this trimmings to design the front panel. So I'll place it like so at the center, okay. I'll place it like so at the center. So I'll stitch on it, okay. I'll stitch on it using the black thread, using the right color of thread, okay, so that it will not be visible. So what I will do now, I will stitch on it till the hem of the gown, okay, only on the front panel. After which I will also do that on the sleeve, okay. So let me do the front panel first and show us how it looks, starting from the neckline, so from this point to the end. So I've gone ahead and fixed in the trimmings like so till the end, okay. Yes. So what I will do now is to join in the shoulder, front panel against the back panel, okay. The front panel against the back panel, right side facing each other. So what I will do now, I'll flip it like so. Then I'm going to close in the shoulders using 1/2 inch, okay, and also close in the other side. So I'll go ahead and use pin and hold it down. I'll fasten it down with a pin, okay. So what I will do now is to close in using 1/2 inch, and at the same time I'll do the same on the other side, okay. Fasten it down with a pin at the shoulder area, then I'll hold it down using 1/2 inch to close it. I'll do this and show us what next to do. I've joined in the shoulders on both sides, okay. So what I will do now is to turn it to I'll turn it to the right side like so. So we have here the right side, see how it is. So what I'm going to do, this is the sleeve area. I'm going to measure the length of the sleeve on both sides, okay? I'll measure the length on both sides now. So I'll measure out the sleeve. What I have here is 21 inches. And also do the same on the other side. So I have 21 inches on both sides. So I'm going to use the trimmings. I'll use the trimmings after folding in like so. I'll fold, this is the wrong side. So I'll fold it in ½ inch, then fold it in again using 1 inch. Okay? ½ inch first, like so. This is ½ inch. I'll fold it in again. This is 1 inch. Okay? Yes. So I will stitch it all around. Okay? Once I fold it in, I will stitch. I also do the same. I'll keep on stitching all around. Okay? So after folding in the sleeve, okay, then I will use the trimmings to beautify it like so. Okay, I'll place it, taking note of the right side. So here is the right side. I'll face it like so. I'll face this side this way. Then I'm going to stitch on it, okay, till the end. So I'll do this on this sleeve and the other side and show us what next. Now I've fixed the trimmings at the sleeve area like so. Also on the other side. Okay, so what, and I've also gone ahead and ironed out the fabric. Okay, I gave it a hot press. So what I will do now, I went ahead and cut out a pocket. Okay, I cut out a pocket of width is 8.5. Sorry, the width of the pocket is 8.5, while the length is 11.5. So I'll turn it. This is the wrong side and this is the wrong side. Okay, I cut out 2 pockets for it. So I'm going to place it this way, right there on top of the fabric. So what I'm going to do, from the shoulder, I'll come down. I'll come down for the pocket 20 inches. Okay, I'll come down 20 inches in length from the shoulder. I came down 20 inches. So I'll mark it like so, 20 all out. Then the wideness from the center point of where the trim is, I'll come out 4 inches to give it that space. Okay, so I'll come out 3 inches. Let me do it 3 inches. Okay, so starting from this 3 inches distance from the trimmings, I'll place the pocket. Okay, I also do the same on the other side of the pocket. I'll come down 20 inches like so. I'll make it a straight line. Okay, so from the center point, I'll come in 3 inches. That's the distance between the trimmings. Then I'll place the pocket. Okay, right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to, for the upper part of the pocket, I will fold it in ½ inch, then 1 inch. Okay, like so. For the upper part of the pocket, I'll fold in ½ inch, then 1 inch, like so. Okay, then I'll stitch on it. Okay, after that, I'll place it on the fabric. Okay, after stitching on it, taking note of our 3 inches distance from the trimmings. Okay, I'll place it right there on that 20 inches mark. It must have to be equal. The left side and the right side of the pocket must have to be equal. So you have to make use of the right measurement you mapped out for the pocket. So I came down 20 inches. So on that 20 inches dot, I'll place the pocket. Okay, then I'll keep on folding it like so. I'll fold it using ½ inch. I'll stitch on it on top of the fabric. I also do the same at the bottom side, ½ inch. I'll fold it in. I'll stitch on it. Then on the other side, I'll fold it in. I'll also stitch on it. Okay, so I'll do this on this side and also on the other side and show us how it looks. After which, I'm also going to fix in a trimmings at the upper part of the pocket. So I'm going to fix the trimmings, after which I must have folded in the upper part, okay, 1/2 inch and 1 inch. After closing it in, after stitching on it, I'll fix in the trimmings, okay, before putting in the pocket, inserting the pocket right there on top of the dress, on top of the gown rather. So I've gone ahead and I've closed in the upper part of the pocket. Here it is, okay. So what I will do now, here is the trimmings. I'm going to fix the trimmings, taking note of the right side, okay. So here is the right side. I'll fix it like so. Right there on top of the upper part of the pocket, I will stitch on it, okay. I will stitch on it, cut it off, then also do the same on the other side. After which I will fix it on the gown, okay. I'll fix it on the gown where the space has been mapped out already. So I've gone ahead and fixed the pocket like so. See how it is. Also on the other side. Okay, so what I will do next is to close in the side, okay, using the wrong side of the fabric. So I'll go ahead and turn it to the wrong side. I'll flip it to the wrong side like so. Okay. So I'll flip it to the wrong side. I'll close it. Remember we added 2 extra inches for seam allowance. So I'm going to close in using 2 inches, okay. For seam allowance, we added 2 inches during our measurement. So I'm going to close in using 2 inches like so. 2 inches seam allowance all the way down, okay. And also on the other side. Remember I said it's going to have a slit at the lower hem. So what I'm going to do now, from the lower hem, I'm going to come up 18 inches, okay. 18 inches upwards. So I'll mark 18 inches here. I also measure on the other side. I'll mark 18 inches. You could make yours 19 inches, 20 inches, even 15, depending on how lengthy you want the slit to be, okay. For this tutorial, I want it to be at 18 inches because I'm going to fold in the lower hem, okay, using 1.5 inches down. So I'm going to close in the side now, the 2 sides, okay, using 2 inches. While closing in, I'll stop where I marked for the slit, okay. I'll stop right there, I'll top stitch on it, okay. After that, I'll show us what next to do. So I've joined the sides like so, okay, and I stopped at the 18 inches in length, okay. So what I'm going to do now is to fold in. I'm going to fold in the slit, okay. I will not leave it this way. I have to close in, starting from the 2 inches, okay, 2 inches seam allowance. So I'm going to fold in using 1/2 inch and fold it again, okay. It must tally with the line of the inches you mapped out for it. So as I was saying before, I'll fold in 1/2 inch, then I'll close it, I'll turn it, I'll stitch it all the way round. Once I reach here at this point, I'll close it using 1/2 inch, I'll flip it, okay, then I'll cross it to the other side, then I'll continue this way. I'll fold in as well 1/2 inch and also with the rest of the fabric, okay. I'll fold in 1/2 inch, then I'll close it all the way to the other end, okay. After doing this on this side and the other slit, what I'll do now is to close in using 1.5 inches we mapped out. I've closed in 1/2 inch and I will now close in 1 inch, okay. Then I'll close it all around the both on this panel and the other side. So I'll do this and show us the final look of this our maxi kaftan gown with trimmings designs, okay, and side pocket as well. Thank you guys for staying with me to this end. Yeah, if this tutorial have been so helpful to you, please just hit on that subscribe button, okay. become a family, a member of this channel, please click on that notification bell so that each time I upload a new video, you'll be there first to be notified. Like and share the videos to your friends, your well-wishers, okay? Thank you so much, guys. It's your girl, Tekla. It's bye for now. Bye.